Hey guys, back with another episode of the manual conversion of the F430. Thanks for following along. In today's episode, I'm going to go ahead and reinstall our center console here and get our shift gate that came with the kit installed. So that's what you're looking forward to. Again, this is what came with the kit. Very shiny, very pretty. So you can see that this end up here is sloped and this one is more vertical. The sloped one is going to go towards the front of our car, and this has to sit on the top of our center console. And our center console, I have a Spider, so I will show you what we're going to have to do to that. This is the top piece, and this is where our shifter is going to be. So this unbolts and will come out easily. And then we have this little cubby hole area. So we're gonna have to cut that out. So we're gonna have to cut all the way around here with the Dremel. I'll show you that in a minute so that this can sit down over the shift tower. But before I do that, I'm gonna start cleaning out my garage and take this piece and drop it back into the car. So you can see this is the front area where that sits down. So there is nothing here. I hear some of them, I guess, have metal brackets under there that you have to remove. Mine might have already been removed by a previous owner because they did some other stuff to it, but I'm gonna drop, clean this up first a little bit and then drop it back in and attach this while I let the leather conditioner soak in here. Let's go prep the inside. All right, I know I'm gonna have to have that up all the way. I recall from last time, this wiring is all gonna go back into the car. The wiring that was up in the front with our other buttons are no longer going to be used, so I'm going to probably, I don't know, let's see, pull them back here, zip tie this thing down to keep it out of the way, and I guess I can't find where this goes. This went to an old radio, I think, and it's attached, so I'll probably just cut it off. I don't know. If I'm being honest, I don't want to spend time digging out this radio and finding stuff for it. And I'll cut off my little radar detector piece that I'm going to get rid of. All right, putting this back on was a lot easier than getting it out. The only issue kind of that I had is I had to bang it with my hand like this to get it wedged under the aftermarket radio. And this reverse switch was interfering, so I had to work on it hard to get it under that. And then I'm gonna tuck the leather back under it. So I bagged and tagged all of my bolts during the disassembly. So this is the console right. These are the three that go along the bottom here. And you see this is a lot cleaner than it used to be. So I'm gonna reinstall these along the bottom. In case you forgot, like I did, these are 3mm bolt heads. All right, we have progress. Man, those 6 things were not as easy as removing them. Had to push down, move around this thing to try to get the bolt holes lined up. Finally got them. All right, this is actually one of my favorite parts of doing projects recently, throwing away the empty bag after reassembly. All right, so this is what we're working with. Again, non-factory thing here for that radar detector. So for Phillips, I'm gonna remove this thing and this thing to get it out of the way so I don't damage those while I'm cutting. Goodbye, nasty little cubby holder thing. So yeah, I'm just going to essentially cut all of this out with a little air grinder tool. So this beautiful piece is gonna need to sit here and go like that. So you can see it's gonna have to be flush on the edge. Right now, these little tongs are hitting the under lip here. So I'm gonna have to shave this lip off that sticks out as well so they can come all the way up flush. I've seen people do this on carbon fiber and they have to be super careful, I'm sure, but this thing is like aluminum or something. So it should be less fragile for me, maybe a little harder to cut, but less error prone, I guess. This was a pretty clever design by whoever installed the radar detector. I have to give them credit. Okay, so gonna have to remember we got spacers on the back of this. I guess to make it level because of the plate. So we got 2 spacers there, 2 spacers there, and then this little bracket. I should just buy a new one of these probably, but it's probably freaking $800 or something. So let's cut. Wear protection. All right, just making this up as I go, starting with this guy, cutting from the outside. So far, so good. Just gonna keep going all the way around. All right, it is out. We have this, when I was cutting from the outside, I accidentally let it rest against the top, scratched that up, but I think it's gonna be completely covered and or tucked under up where my radio is. So I don't think I will see that. But anyway, I'm just gonna clean this piece up and deburr this stuff a bit so it's not sharp. I cleaned this up and put a little protectant on it, and as you can see when we put it down, these 2 rails here are going to be in the way, so we're gonna have to remove those. And at the bottom we just have 4 8mm bolts we have to remove. All right, so this is gonna sit in here. This is gonna sit on top like this. And you can see that I just have a tiny bit of touching right here on the part that I didn't shave off. So instead of worrying about the whole side, I'm just gonna cut in a little more where these 2 tabs are. All right, so this is how it fits from underneath. You can see it centers. There's a little gap on the top and bottom, and this is not quite pressed down all the way. I guess I still have a little interference over here on these tabs, so I'm gonna grind that down a little bit more. We almost have it on all the way. All right, I had to shave a little bit on kind of all of the corners, or all of where the tabs are, but we finally got it in there. I did nick it up some, but I think it's all gonna be covered. You're not gonna see it. So, all right, let's see what we got going on here now. So this guy is gonna sit in like that. And this is gonna get held on in the front with our plate and stuff here, and it's gonna get held on in the back by the bolt that is underneath our ashtray that's gonna drop in here. So I can go back and get all of our buttons and stuff put back in here. So the plate is gonna sit on top of this. So we're gonna have to take the plate off to get this on, and to take the plate off, we're gonna have to take this off. Just unscrews. All right, so we're just gonna drop it in like this. I pushed it up to 3rd so that this wouldn't be hitting this. And I should be able to slip it right over here. And make sure that doesn't happen, of course. Make sure all your wires, you can get to them, and we'll set it in place. All right, I connected the 2 electrical connections. The white one said top on it, so I believed it. The black one went over here. I got a Phillips screw. I got that attached somewhere. I have a little cover to throw in, like that one there. All right, the blue one goes in the front. The red one goes over here. I reconnected the 2 wires in here. This, another Phillips. Screw him down. Drop a little coin thing or whatever he is. Press him back down. All right. All right, let's get him through our little bolt. Carefully put him in place and put our bolts back in. All right, my bolts didn't just line up right away. I could look through here though and see that I needed to push this up a little bit. Let's see if that's far enough. Nope. So, bang on that. Oh, there we go. Now I think we're threading in. Yes. All right, I assume this goes without saying, but the correct torque spec for these bolts is so that they all line up exactly vertically like that. And I've never had a spin-on shift knob like this before, so I always wondered how they got it to line up perfectly so that it was in the correct orientation. And the answer to that is we have an adjustable lock nut down here. So I can turn it so that when I turn it all the way tight, we're gonna line up. Look at this. Oh, and finally I do have to remember to replace the zip tie that I cut off here to hold the parking brake leather on. All right, easy enough, just stick the zip tie in through that direction and we're gonna attach it here. Just make sure the leather is over the little ledge, clip your zip tie, and we're good to go. Ah, sweet success. Man, that looks so good. Please, guys, give the video a thumbs up. It does help the channel. Hopefully you've been enjoying this series. I've been enjoying bringing it to you, so stay tuned. We will continue this manual conversion, get this thing on the road before too much longer.